Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. I'm Carolina and today I come with another exciting video, exciting topic. How to unstuck ourselves, how we can unstuck ourselves when we do not see progress, and how to recognize that within us first, because everything starts from the awareness, and when we can recognize things, we can actually move forward. So let's go. Let's see how is this gonna be. I hope this is visible. I do hope, but it's gonna be the other way around, so I don't know if this is actually gonna be working properly, because yeah, but maybe. Okay, anyway, in this video I want to show you how you can recognize that you are not healing, that you are not waking up to your own consciousness, to your own life, and then to your own manifestation, the way you want to live your life. Through your healing, you can make a progress. But when you are stuck, this is where the progress is also stuck. But do you know how to recognize that you are stuck? Do you know that you think that maybe potentially you are healing, but you are not healing? So yes, this video will be about that. Our consciousness often is covered with our emotions. And when emotions run high, we are unable to come back to ourselves and to navigate through that for our advantage. To understand my topic, first we need to understand what healing is. Everyone talks about healing. There is a full healing industry. But what is healing anyway? I will explain. So, okay, let me see if this can work. Okay, we have a person here, happy person. Oh, I don't know if you can see. Okay, we have a person here, happy person. Okay, and the person, something happened maybe in the past, in the childhood, for example, or at any point of life. Person had a very strong emotional reaction. And emotions, as we already know, emotions are being experienced by ourselves in our body. This emotional reactions, usually very strong emotional reactions, are being trapped in the body through emotions, because emotions are the energies in motion, and if the person has a very strong emotional reaction, then these emotions are being trapped in the body. And as we are adults now, we have that awareness. Our job is to get the emotions out of our body, this stagnant energy, this stagnant emotions that are the energies stuck in our body. Right, got it. Healing is the ability to take the emotions out of our body, this stagnant energy. Okay, this is what healing is. And healing, it's not something that you can just ultimately heal and that's it, the job done. Healing can take place throughout our life. It's a constant process, it's a constant ability, having the skill set to be able to get that emotions, the stagnant emotions that are still circulating in our body, that are being activated through emotional response, through emotional reaction. Our job is to take that stagnant energies out of our body. This is what healing is, and it doesn't matter if you are 15 years old, 20 years old, 50 years old. This is an ongoing process. It's just a process. But when we have the skill set to deal with that, then our life can become much better, and we can experience this lifetime opportunity from completely different angle, understanding. That's why everything starts from the awareness. This is what healing actually is, okay? Healing, it doesn't mean that I will experience all of the emotions and I'm healed. Healing is a process that is constant. And what I want you to take from this video is that, to understand that healing is a process, and healing, it doesn't define you as you have some mental illnesses or anything like this. It's a normal thing that is being experienced by humans on a regular basis. It doesn't matter if you are rich, poor. It doesn't matter if you are a boy, girl, woman, man. It doesn't matter of the gender, nationality. Why these emotions are trapped there in the body? These emotions, the stagnant energy, can be trapped there from even, for example, it can still be in you after like 10, 15 years. You maybe went through some sadness, anger even, as a child. For example, this happens to boys very often in many cultures. In some cultures, boys are not allowed to experience emotions, sadness, anger, crying, disagreements. The parents, for example, in many cultures, parents saying, oh, you are a boy, you are a boy. Don't be a girl, don't be a girl. And what this does, it's basically the child has this trapped emotions in him. The same with girls, you know, don't cry like a little baby. What this does, because of that, the child is trying to regulate himself, somehow, by stopping these emotions from experiencing them. Because the child is not allowed, because there are some consequences. So these emotions are being trapped in the body because they were not properly experienced. They were not felt, they were not allowed, they were not being allowed to be felt. That's why they are trapped. And many of us, we are not even aware of these things. But you experience reoccurring situations that make you feel the same emotions. You are having very strong emotional response because someone tells you something, and you, for example, are associating that comment with that particular event that happened in your past. Then you might experience the same emotions on and on, on and on, on and on. That means these emotions are being trapped there. And that's why you are having very strong emotional response. Stuck emotions, these emotions in the body, oh my God, you know what? I don't know why I didn't do that before. So these emotions that are circulating in the body, this is called trauma. This is where the trauma is occurring in the body through that emotions that are being stuck there. Our job is to recognize that, to understand that. Our job is to learn, is to have the skill set to be able to go through the process of healing, because no one will do that for us, because our emotions are in our body, experienced in our body, therefore this is our responsibility. And healing happens when we are allowing ourselves to feel the emotions, allow ourselves to experience them. And this is how we are navigating through that. This is how we are letting the emotions come out from our body through experiencing them, not stopping them. Healing cannot happen when we are stuck in that emotional response. when we are not allowing ourselves to feel these emotions. We are going round and in the circle, and we are being stuck in that loop of repeating the same pattern over and over and over again. Without awareness, we most probably wouldn't know what to do with this, right? That's why I come. So then I can tell you this, and then we all can grow. Because after experiencing these uncomfortable emotions and going through them and then going through that healing process, guess what happens? Grow happens. Now, awakening. Through all of this, we will be able to access a different consciousness of awareness and awakening. Awakening happens when we have the ability and understanding and awareness what is actually happening in our body through our emotional responses. We are able to observe them, what is happening in our body, for example, even name them. That's a different level of awareness. But being the observers of what is actually happening in our body without reaction, this is when awakening happens. This is when you are starting to fully integrating yourself within yourself as a whole individual, okay? Because then you can navigate through that, because ultimately you have the power over yourself, over your emotions and your reactions. Awakening happens when you observe your emotions, when you are able to react the way you want yourself to react, behave in certain specific way, and then you control the outcome of it. This is what awakening is. Awakening observer, controller. You are aware of what is happening in your body and you are able to control your reactions. Healing. Ability to feel. Healing, ability to feel. We can go further with this, but this is completely different awareness. It's a different level of awareness. After that, it's healing, the ability to feel, but the ability to feel without stories. Without stories. Without stories, okay, this is a completely different level of consciousness, okay? So healing is the ability to feel, okay, let's put it that way, cutting the long story short. And a different level of consciousness is where you can feel without creating stories, without attaching stories to that, okay? A few years ago, I was working in Tesco and I was closing the till and a customer called me that I am stupid. I felt very disrespected. And if something happened before that in my past, if someone else called me stupid, for example, an adult, again, I had that emotional response to that I felt not being worth, or this affected my self-worth. Then in my awareness right now, if someone calls me a stupid, what choices do I have? I can react as well. I can observe my emotions and react the way I want to react to control the outcome. The different level of awareness would allow me not to create stories about myself, about my worth as a human being. I wouldn't attach that someone called me stupid as truth because something happened in the past, and this actually is reinforcing my beliefs about myself. Healing happens when we are equipped with the skills to deal with the emotions. Healing is not about not experiencing the emotions at all. Healing is about navigating through your emotions. Therefore, we can access to completely different level of awareness, consciousness, and ultimately be on the higher frequency. That's why we do absolutely have to feel, to not to have this stagnant energies, okay, that are being created as a trauma. Feel the emotions without creating stories, as I said before. For example, someone called me stupid somewhere, and because I have experienced that in my past, I am attaching this comment to the stories from my past. And I'm reinforcing that belief about myself that, for example, I am not good enough because of X, Y, and Z, because someone said so, or because parent told me that when I was a little girl, for example, okay? Yeah, so I just want us to be aware of these things because, oh my God, this is so beneficial. This is so good to know, guys. I'm not lying. I'm not telling you just because to have another video, you know. This is so useful in life. And when we can truly understand that, oh my God, our life is changing on a completely different level because we are aware of what is going on in our body. Therefore, the healing can happen. Therefore, we can experience the emotions and everything suddenly makes sense. Now, I want to talk about how to recognize that we are being stuck, we are not moving, healing is not happening, and how to move forward with that, with the awareness. Because when we are truly aware, then that means we can move forward and unstuck ourselves. That's why this is very, 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 very important, okay? You made a decision as an adult and the outcome didn't go the way you wanted, and then you're blaming your childhood, your parents, for example, for your choices when you are adult. This is where we are not taking the full responsibilities for our life as a fully grown adults, because we are blaming our past. This is what it means to not to be awakened. And yes, looking at the truth is uncomfortable because suddenly you have to take the responsibility and realize that, okay, you know, enough is enough, and now I need to guide myself through my life so then I can have the best experiences in my life. As a conscious creator of your reality, because we create every single day, right here, right now. We do not have to be stuck in the past, because we don't have to, because we can choose to live in the present moment. If I convince myself that my choices are the outcome of my childhood, then how long am I going to be doing that? Constantly reinforcing that loop of being stuck in that pattern of thinking. The full healing industry is based on our labels, because it's easier to label myself that, oh, my choices as an adult is the outcome of my my childhood. Is that really the way forward? Is that what makes me strong as a human being? What makes me an adult, to finally be responsible for my choices? Or I'm gonna label myself that I have a depression because someone did something to me in the past and I am powerless. You're giving your powers away. You're giving your powers to these labels. And then you are being stuck in that labels. I come with the solution in my videos and I'm giving you the solution. Yes, the healing industry is there because people love labels. But we don't have to be stuck in labels. There are shortcuts and I'm giving you the shortcuts. What I have presented here on this board and before, this is the way forward to feel your emotions without stories. It is not easy. It can be easy if you choose to be easy. I do this. I feel the emotions. our society, it's promoting not to feel emotions, because we can go and, for example, smoke or drink and not to feel emotions. We can scroll as well and get that dopamine hit, therefore we don't feel the emotions. But the emotions will still be stuck in you, you know? Without stories, you are ultimately on a completely different level of consciousness. And your frequency is going up. Consciousness is going up, and ultimately you are able to have a different experience and different opportunities in life. When we can go through the triggers, when we can go through the uncomfortable emotions, we are not shutting the door. We are not shutting the door. We are opening the door. We are opening the door. We are not shutting the door. Okay, the door is opened. You go through. And there is a sun. There is a shums. There is a sun that awaits you. Different level of consciousness. Awakening. Different level of awakening. This shift in the mindset will allow you to do a real progress. Real progress in life. Again, going back to trauma. Trauma is the collection of this unfelt, strong emotions that are trapped in your body. When you are in a relationship, congratulations, you have survived to that point of your life. When we are in a relationship, the best what you can do is take the responsibility for your own emotions. The other person will present you with your mirror, and then you can take the responsibility of your nervous system and the way you feel, and let that be. But don't blame other people. You know, you can communicate, but that's the best. The more responsibilities over your emotions you will take, and over your choices in life, the more responsibilities you will have, but the more opportunities you will have in life as well. That is great. And we cannot run away from emotions. We cannot run away from responsibilities, because we are not children anymore. Only little children cannot take the responsibilities for their emotions, or a person that is not awakened. And this is how we can simply recognize that maybe we are not awakened. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed my video and you're gonna take something good from that and use it in your life. Therefore we can all grow and be on a completely different level of consciousness, expansion, and ultimately improve our life. And then this is how we navigate to be on a completely different level of awareness and have completely different experiences in life because of that. I wish you all the best, my beautiful people, and take care of yourself, and see you next time. Bye.